usual, I'm gonna test the audio. I'm gonna test the audio, let's see if it comes in, and also the VHF wouldn't be necessary since we won't be on the ACC right now, right? It works. I'm gonna load somewhere bright, so maybe around somewhere beautiful, maybe not in the east, or else maybe Barcelona, right? El Prat. Why? I'll slow down. Let's switch to semis focus. Right, and bit rate is too low, huh? That's weird, since we're supposed to be able to get more out of the current internet. Maybe because not much is changing right now. Let's see if we're able to get maximum quality, and we're not. We're limited to 720p 60 somehow. Let's refresh. Yeah, we're limited somehow. It's because okay. Right, I changed the resolution, so it'll be better now, right? There you go, 1440. Okay. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, it's the correct. Wait, something. Got to open something. There you go. Nope. That's weird. Maybe this feature one. This one feature too. Yeah, alright. The perk resume. Yep. Alright, let's go. Alright, and I forgot to change the now flying in. Should be this one. Oops. Yep, like so.
How are you?
Hey!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Been a long time, huh?
Yeah, it's like so much hectic work in January. Festival,
Okay.
friends' marriages, cousins' marriages.
Lots
I
of
don't know
marriages, huh?
anything.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
more like, yeah, and we have a big festival in India.
Oh, which one?
Yeah, it's called Sankranti or Pongal. It's a
Oh.
3-day festival, but people celebrate it like a week or something. We just take holidays at work and everything. We travel to villages, homes, and everything.
I see.
And then after that, it is like some wedding season. So I was attending my friends' weddings, cousins' weddings, and all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar here. Like there's a lot of weddings at the beginning of the year, you know, for fortune and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I'm still preparing the notes for the second lesson. I'll finish.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes, me. Oh, you come back to take lecture from explain.
No, this is MSFS because in explain the Airbus is not that good, and also the good one is paid, so this one is free.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I only remember like MSFS from wrong.
Huh? Come again?
Yes.
You're breaking up.
No, I only known about MSFS. You are the first who introduced me to explain.
Oh yeah. That's fine. It's okay. Last time we were using explain, yeah, because it was Cessna, and Cessna in the
Yes.
MSFS, not the Cessna extent. The entire MSFS is slower than explain. It's heavier in the computer, so.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is everything. It's a co-pilot as well.
Panel itself looks very big. I don't know how you pilots remember all those.
Actually, that's one of the things that we're going to go through. There's a label in every sub panel, like that,
Yeah.
like that. So after you get used to it, it will be fine.
Yeah. More
Mhm.
like work.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. When you do it every day, you will memorize everything. So no
Yes.
problem. So where do you want to start?
You need to tell it like I just went through the video that you gave, the number, the namings and all. I remember few like primary flight display, navigation display, weather radar, light panels, audio panel. That is some multi-functional unit.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, multi-purpose or something like where we enter all the details. And the top one with one that speed and all, it's flight control unit.
Yes, FCU, this one.
Landing gears, radar control, and then speed, brake levers, flap levers,
Yes, yes,
trim masters. Yeah.
yes. It's okay, since it's your first time, it will be overwhelming. It will be overwhelming, so it's okay. I've known the cockpit for like almost 14 years now, so I mean from simulators and stuff, not from real life. So it's kind of easy for me. So that's why I'm telling you, if I get the technical, just stop me, okay? Because I get excited sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So from here we go to the overhead panel, okay? And see that everything is labeled. See that every panel has a sub panel. Right here there's a border, like you can unscrew these and take this out, and it's labeled. So this one is hydraulics, this one is fuel, this section, this one is electrical, air conditioning, and then anti-ice, window heat, cabin press, APU, external lights, rain repellent, calls, GPWS, flight controls, blah blah blah. Okay, so if you're in doubt, just read. It will help a lot.
Yeah.
And Airbus compared to Boeing is like a flying computer. So sometimes people call the pilots operators, not actual pilots. That's the joke. But yeah. So with Airbus, every button is supposed to be off. What do I mean by that? Not like this. Like you can see that it's off, but it's the label. But it's not illuminated. See, for example, like this, it's on, right? Even though there's an on, but it's not on. So in yes, something will illuminate. Even though it says off, like so, it's not illuminated. Like this one is off. See?
So basically now the electricals are on.
Yes, it is. So it's the opposite on this one, but you don't have to think about that. So in an Airbus, it's the concept is dark cockpit. So everything should be not illuminated. Like this is the normal state of the panel when you're in cruising. Everything is not illuminated, and if you turn something on or off, so like the APU, the normal state is off, and if you turn it on, it's abnormal. That means you need the APU, so which means your engines are failing or something. But if you're on the ground, you need the APU, right? And
does APU mean this auxiliary power unit?
Yes, correct. And that's used to start the engines and to provide electrical power to the aircraft when the engine is not on, so that it will not drain the battery, because the battery is here. See? It's 27.9 and 7.7 volts, and the lines here indicate where it is connected. For example, this one, generator 1, is for engine 1, and it will supply to the bus tie, and the bus tie will be supplied from the APU generator or the external power, like that, and everything. Same goes with fuel, with hydraulics, with air conditioning and stuff. Okay? You don't have to memorize all of this. So Yeah, just remember visually where everything is, but most of the things that you will use is the APU bleed, and then APU master switch and start, so just the APUs, because it's used for starting the engines, and also the external lights. Maybe anti-ice is also used, but only sometimes.
What
And
is APU
then
bleed?
auxiliary power unit.
Why do you bleed?
Oh, bleed. APU bleed. So bleed. The concept of airliners are pressurized, right? The air inside is pressurized.
Yeah.
So it takes air from the engines for compressing the air. So
Okay.
we call the air that is taken from the engines as bleed because it takes a little of the compressed air from the engines into the cabin. It bleeds the air.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
So APU bleed, since APU, most APUs is a small jet engine, it bleeds the air too. So that's why it's called APU bleed. When you don't
Okay.
have bleed from the engines, or maybe the engine failed, the engine is off, you can take APU bleed. Also, APU bleed, the air is used to start the engines. How? Because jet engines are not like reciprocal engines, right? Like not like piston engines. They use air to rotate. So you blow air on it so that it rotates. I think I can find a video on it. But the thing is, it uses air to blow on the turbines to make it rotate. So that's why there's a procedure called an air restart, which uses air from the outside, not from the APU. But that's too technical. But the thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
APU
got it.
bleed is when your engines fail, and you need to use the APU for pressurization or for starting the engines. That's it.
Yes, got it. We
Okay.
have something like in cars, right? Like brake bleeding,
Brake
where we remove the
bleeding. Yes, bleeding the air.
yeah,
Similar
yes, yes,
concept, but it's for maintenance, right? This one is for
yes,
regular use. Uh-huh.
yes, yes, yes.
There was one time when my brakes were not bled properly in the King Air, and it's lossy. When you apply the brakes, it won't break. So weird. But yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. Uh, okay. After this, APU bleed. What else? Oh, the fuel pumps. When you start the aircraft, usually the fuel pumps are all off like that, and um, you cannot start the APU even. So make sure all of it is on.
Okay.
So not illuminated, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah, nothing should be eliminated.
yes, correct. And also the ADIRS. ADIRS is for the airplane so that it knows where it is. Basically that, but you have to calibrate it at first so that it knows where the position is. But then when you move, the airplane will continuously monitor where it's moving, how quick it's moving, and lock it into the computer. That's what ADIRS does. So when you start the airplane, you move all of this into nav because it's usually off, right? When you turn off the airplane, move all this into nav because it takes like 7 minutes to align, and then after that you input the coordinates in the flight computer later. But
Okay.
that's it for the overhead. Not much to do in the overhead. Maybe the lights, but the lights will be used later. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, also this one is the wiper.
So basically, like the moment they enter, they want to turn the aircraft, they'll go to ADRS and then put it to land, and then
Yes.
start rolling.
Put it on nav and then input the coordinates where you are here.
Okay.
So, why is the engine off? the, the right engines is already on. The left engines are supposed to be on. Why? Because I demoed to you, right, that the fuel pumps are used to be off when you start the aircraft, right? And then I turn it off, and that cuts the fuel to the engines. Like so. So I'm gonna demonstrate. So everything is off, for example,
Yeah.
and then I turn it on, fuel pumps, and then I turn on the APU. Turning on the APU is easy. Just click on master switch and then start, and then you wait. That's it.
Okay. Both the APUs must be on.
Yes, just the master switch and then start, because this one, if you turn this off, then it will just turn off the APU. But start is just for starting, right?
Okay.
And then something else will happen.
Yes. That is like the key to enter.
It's like the key. This is the ignition. This is the like the accessories in the car, and then
Yes,
this is the ignition.
yeah.
Now we wait for a while.
So we get any indication?
Yes, we will get an indication. Two locations actually. One on the screen, one here. But I'm gonna show you the one here so that it's not confusing.
So once I tried
See?
this, like, yeah, it turned to green.
Yes, that one. It says avail, so it says available, right? So you can use the APU now for electricity, for a bleed, etc.
Okay.
You're asking?
No, like once I tried this, I don't know, I just pressed all the power units, I thought nothing is working, there's some problem with game.
It might be a problem with the game, but again, if you try and then you forget something, just ask. Most of the time I'm available on the computer, so
Yeah, sure.
no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the APU is available, when you start the APU, this screen will turn into the APU automatically. You can change the screen by pressing on these keys. Okay, these keys are used to control this, right? For example, engine and then bleed, pressure, etc. But if you press on the APU and start it, it will automatically switch to the APU screen. This one, right? To monitor that APU is starting properly and no fire is going on. Because if there is fire, then you have to activate the fire extinguisher here for the APU.
Okay.
But normally not, so don't worry about that. So APU is available, right? It will show avail here, and the bleed is close. See, it's 0 psi.
Yes.
So I'm gonna zoom out and try if we can actuate the APU bleed from here. Okay. There's the screen, right? You can see the screen, and here's the button. Look at the screen now. I'm gonna press the button, click. See? Something changed, right?
Arrow kind of thing, I guess.
Yep. Like that.
Yeah.
So now we can start the engine. Engine 1. On the Airbus, it's just put this into ignition, the right one, and then toggle the switch. That's it, and then you wait.
Okay.
Very easy in an Airbus. In a Boeing, you have to introduce fuel at a specific RPM and stuff. So very easy. And then you wait.
It is like power start for this.
Mm-hmm. Like keyless car, you know, you can just press the button.
With the fob, we can go press the button and start.
I'm not gonna get into call outs here because most of the time you're gonna fly solo, right, on your own, and also I'm not well versed with the Airbus call outs, so
yes,
like that. The white box here means that it's still starting, and that means it's available. It's stabilized, right? Now you can turn off the APU. How? Just click on the master switch and wait until the avail is gone, and you can turn this off. Okay. Now
it is being powered by engine.
Yes, correct. And you can check if that's the case by checking on electricity.
Okay.
I don't know which one to see if it's the engine. I think it's this one, Gen 1, Gen 2, right?
Yeah,
not APU Gen.
Yeah.
IDG here means inter something generator. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's saying that it's from the engine, this one.
Yes. Even with the arrows, you can see that like the flow is from.
Yes, exactly. So it's kind of intuitive. And then usually before you taxi, you do a flight controls check. You switch to FCTL here, flight controls, and then just move your joystick left, right. See, this one is the ailerons, this one is the speed brakes. It's different, it's not in the Cessna, but here I'm gonna show the outside. See, speed brakes, right, and then ailerons. It's moving up, now it's moving down. We see the outside.
Okay.
It's moving up.
My next question was that, like, why is it only on right and left? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. up and down.
Okay.
Because it's not the elevator. The elevator will move together. Ailerons will move alternatingly. See again,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the one on the back will move together,
Yes.
like so. And you can also check the steering, but since we're not moving, we cannot really check that. See, but the rudder is moving.
Yeah, rudder. It's like some angle.
Yes, exactly, because it's left and right.
Yes.
And this one is the hydraulics, B, G, and Y.
Okay.
Know what that is? I'm gonna switch to
No.
the upper position. Check the hydraulics because it's powered by
Yeah.
hydraulics, right?
Yes. Yes.
G,
Okay.
B,
Blue
and Y.
Blue, green, yellow.
Yes, exactly. So there's 3 hydraulics in the Airbus. I don't know which is which, but usually airplanes have minimum of 2 if the engines is 2, because they're supplied by each engine. Right. So this one is 3 because the other one is a backup. So yeah. So we
Okay,
can see
so-
here that.
Yeah.
Huh? Come again?
No. So that's why here like one is on other. You mentioned like B, G, Y. Here I cannot see clearly in this image. So B and Y it's mentioned on one side and Y is on another, something like that.
Yes, because it's for redundancy, so that when both B and G fails,
Okay.
well, aileron you cannot, but for example, this one, B and G fails, elevator, you can still have the Y system
Okay.
for
Yes.
backup. Okay, that's the flight controls page. Engines, this one is for turbine engines, you have to get into turbine engines to understand all of this. Bleed and pressurization, they're interconnected. So I explained to you what bleed was, right? So
Yes.
this is from the engines, and this one is from the ground. Yes, you can have bleed air from the ground for the air conditioning and stuff. And for in aircrafts, the pressurization system and the bleed air system, the pressurization and the air conditioning system is one system. So they both cool and heat the air and also pressurize the aircraft.
Okay. Complete one unit.
Huh?
It's all combined as one thing.
Mm.
But even the above panel we read in the air conditioning panel itself. In the
Wait.
overhead panel. In the overhead
You're
panel.
you're breaking up. You're breaking up. Wait. Let me reconnect. Wait. Hello. 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 Alah. Huh. That's weird. I'm not connected to Discord. Again, weird. I'm gonna troubleshoot with Discord. Why is it like that? And maybe open the browser. Here we go. Hello.
Yeah. Hi. Hello. I can
Finally.
hear. Is my voice
You were
clear?
saying? Yeah, it's very clear now. That's really weird from my internet. You were saying what?
No, I think there's some problem with Discord because this was happening for me in my other servers as well.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, it's very slow. So the voice is connected, but the chats are not loading. The share screen window is not
Oh,
appearing. Wait, let me try.
yes. Load.
Share
Yeah, it's
audio.
visible.
Right. Okay. So everything here, doors and then wheels. Wheels are usually shown when you put the gear up. It will automatically switch to this. And then that's about it for this.
Gear up in the sense like the landing gear, right?
Yes, correct. So these are the doors, and then the you will see later when we take off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So this will always show the engine indications, right? Like if you switch this to the engine, it will show the same thing mostly. Not everything, but mostly. Yeah. And then this one is fuel on board, right? And then this one is the flaps. So what's the S and F? S is slats, F is flaps. What's the difference? I will show you. Those are slats on the front, so I can retract them. See? That's slats. And when you move the flap lever, it will move the slats first into the extended position, and then the flaps. So it doesn't have a degree like the flaps does. It's just extended or retracted. That's it. And then the flaps here. Yes, the back one is the flaps one. Like that.
Never upload a forward max slab.
You what for the flaps?
Yeah. No, never observed that. We only look at the flaps and all.
Oh yeah. As a passenger, yeah.
It's clearly visible, like up and down.
There's a degree. How do you decide the degrees? It's kind of advanced. We will cover it in the next lesson. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
It's not always full or always one. Yeah, you have to calculate actually, but there's a lot of tools to help you with that. Okay, FOB is fuel on board. Okay. This one is the percentage of the throttles. You put that into the flight computer, and it will compute how much throttle you need. It's not 100% each time. You have to calculate that again, but there's tools to help you with that. And
so it is 100% only during that turn around, like when the first landing fails, when you go. Only at that time will there be 100%?
No, even then not 100% because you input everything, the air condition, your airplane weight, your the wind, the temperature, your fuel, your elevation, everything into the flight computer, and it will calculate what maximum do you need to even go around. And because TOGA is an acronym for take off or go around. So same thing, yeah. So everything is here.
Okay.
What else? Oh, the lower part of this display is called the ECAM, electronic crew alert and monitoring system. So when you have an emergency or everything, this one is for takeoff. This one is an abbreviated checklist actually. It will be shown here, and if you have engine failure, it will show here what to do. If you have landing gear failure, it will show you here what to do. So that's why Airbus is very easy. And this one is just showing you the indications of what's currently on. So for example here, ignition. Why is the ignition on? It's because this one is still in ignition. I put it in normal now, and it's gone, right? Parking brakes, we still need that. Landing lights, we still need that. Landing lights will be turned off after 10,000 feet, so that's why it's announced there, so that the pilots will be aware.
So basically, like right side is the indications and left side is more like warnings and all.
Exactly, yeah, you can say that. And I forgot what part of the ECAM this is. I think it's ECAM memo, so the call will be ECAM memo no blue, because like this, auto brake set to max.
Okay.
It's not turning on. I don't know why. Anyways, when this is not blue, right? So seatbelts. If I turn off the seatbelts, it's here. off. See, it will be blue. Seatbelts should be on. So
Okay.
you turn that on. When everything is done, takeoff config test. This, you press this button. Takeoff config.
Okay. What
And
is the takeoff configuration?
yes, it's short for takeoff configuration, and that's used for rechecking everything. You have to
Okay.
click that. See, takeoff speed is not inserted. I'm not gonna dive into this because this is the flight computer and it's intermediate to advanced. But yes, and that may be one of the reasons why the auto brakes aren't engaging to the maximum. Why is the auto brake needs to be in the maximum? So that when you abort the takeoff, for example engine failure before V1, you abort the takeoff, the airplane will automatically apply maximum braking. That's it.
Okay.
Because if you can see here, right side of the auto brakes, there's anti-skid.
Yeah. On.
So
Anti-skid on.
on for ABS in cars, same thing. Brake fan if your brakes are too hot, so you can go here to wheel, right? This one will show the heat
Yep.
of the brakes.
Okay. 10 degrees
So-
Celsius.
How is that accurate? But I think that's accurate because we're in Barcelona. Maybe it's
Okay.
autumn there. Yeah.
Great
This one is the
place.
brake pressure. Yep. If you apply the brakes, it should reduce, but maybe because we're not moving it's not, but it should reduce because it's the brake accumulator reduce, and then if you wait it will recharge again like in a bus.
Okay.
Okay, train on ND, we'll talk about that later. Landing gears is just landing gears. Okay, this one we will talk about when we are diving into the ATC side of things. Okay,
Yes, yes.
also with this one, these are just lights. You can try turn it on at night, floodlights, and then integrated light. Integrated light is the background lights of the panels. Floodlights is just the light above you to shine on everything.
Yeah.
This one is also the same. So we're gonna skip the entire radio panel, and then this one is the flaps, speed brakes. Speed brakes, if you put it all the way back, obviously it will open like that, right?
It'll go up.
But if you're in flight, you cannot deploy it to the full position because it will limit you to a flight spoiler
That
limitation.
force may
So
damage them.
not only damage, it will disrupt the airflow so much it could make the airplane stall. So
Okay.
okay, I need to refresh with a window.
What is that gear extension? Something.
Oh, so gear extension
Okay.
is used
Landing
when
gear due
the
to gravity.
landing gear, yes.
Okay.
When the landing gear hydraulic system fails, everything fails, you still have that. But when everything fails, usually you just crash because you're gonna control the airplane.
Why can't I directly use it? Why they need to depend on hydraulics?
Say again?
Why can't they always use this gravity so that it just comes naturally instead of going hydraulics and all?
Well, I think it's because you need the hydraulics to retract to make the gears come up, right? So why
Yeah.
not use it? Because I think for it to come down, you still use the hydraulics. Why? It's not efficient, right? That's what on your mind. Why just not use gravity? Well, because if you do use gravity, it's faster and it will cause wear to the hinges because it will slam down, right? So to slow it down, you use hydraulics.
Okay, got it.
Make it smoother.
Yes.
Wait. I need to set something on my OBS. Please wait.
Yeah.
Mm. This one, refresh. Okay. Also for the spoilers, you can see the label here. Ground spoilers arm, right?
Okay, it's not that different for me, yeah.
It's different. So it's ground spoilers arm is this position. Different with this. This one is retracted when you already landed. So you put it in this. Why? So there's a switch called the squat switch. It's like a spring in the landing gears. So when you land, the spoilers automatically open.
Yeah.
So that's what the armed means. And also the squat switch is used when you try to reverse, like that, and it will allow you to reverse. If the squat switch is not activated, aka the airplane is not landed, then the reversers will not activate, because activating reversers while in flight can cause you to stall badly and crash your airplane. Okay, now we're moving here. So we talked about the overhead, talked about these screens and the pedestal. If you're using the fly-by-wire, that's the name of the publisher, so not the system, but the publisher, fly-by-wire A220, there will be an EFB, electronic flight pack here, a tablet to set everything up, including the load and also your joystick and stuff. So we're gonna take a look at that. So the throttle of the Airbus has detents, so it will, if you move the throttle, it will go click, and if you force it past that, then it will just move. See?
Okay.
And there's a few detents, so toga, flex, climb, idle, and reverse full, and you have to set this up. But in the real one, so it is idle, this is climb or CL. See, it's stuck there. I have to push it past that a little more to get flex here, flex, and then again to get toga, like that.
Okay. So
Doesn't
there's
matter,
like
just
stages.
for knowledge.
Yeah.
What else? So when it screams like that, you press on these two buttons to dismiss, right? But the ECAM memo is still showing the takeoff speed not inserted.
Yes.
You have to clear that. I mean, it's optional. I mean, maybe if you're flying low, but if you want to clear it, you can press here. It says clear.
Yeah. Okay.
That will be gone back to normal. Okay. Talk about T10s. Okay, so we're talking about the PFD.
Yeah.
The primary flight display, I will say this as PFD from now on.
Yes.
All the displays here has the brightness knob here. See? If it's too bright in the night or not bright enough when it's day, you can press here. And then loudspeaker is optional loudspeaker, but it's not usable right now. And the control panel for this display, or ND, is here. So the FCU is only up until this part, the autopilot panel.
Okay.
Flight control
The
unit,
central part.
right? The center one. Left and right is called the EFIS control panel. EFIS, Electronic Flight Information System. So the left side is for the captains, ND, and the right side is for the first officers, ND, navigation display. Just this display, not this one. Okay.
Okay. That's called electronic flight navigation system.
Flight information system,
Okay.
EFIS.
Right. Okay.
And these buttons are used to show or hide what's in there. So like this constraints and then waypoints, PORTME. See, it changes, right?
Yes,
NDP and airports. And then this is the range. You can turn that.
Oh. So it's
That's
more
in
like
nautical
zoom.
miles. Like zoom. This is zoom.
Yeah.
And this is the mode. So this is arc and then plan. Plan is when you're inserting the flight plan. And then arc and then nav. And then VOR and ILS. VOR and ILS, I think we talked about a bit, right?
Yes,
ILS.
yes. Yeah. It
So-
will get in the radar and try to.
Nice.
It will take the control.
You actually remembered. It's mostly the same with the Cessna. So here, it taught you how to intercept, right? This one,
Yes, yes.
and you set this in the flight computer. So later, okay. So for now, we will kind of stick to the ARC mode. And QNH, you listen this from the ATIS. We will cover this later when we're talking about the ATC. But as a general rule of thumb, you would want to know the elevation of the airport and then set the altitude so that it's not negative, preferably to the altitude of the airport. I don't know, let's say that it's 100 feet, right? So you set this. See what changed? I'll do it again. See?
Yes.
This one is negative. You don't want that. At least you want this to be 0 so that you know what elevation the airport is at. Or I said that the airport is 100 feet, so let's say 100 feet, but you have to listen to this next time, okay? And this one is the airspeed. This one is the attitude indicator, like last time. This is the compass, altimeter, vertical speed, right? And the one on the top is called the FMA, flight mode annunciator, because it will show you what the autopilot is doing. It's the same one in the Garmin, but it's just in a different format. Okay. This one is FD, right? It says FD, flight director. This one.
Yeah.
It's not that big. In the Boeing it's bigger, but you know it's there. Huh? Come again?
What's the pen next to F?
You're breaking up.
Now it could.
Still bad. Wait, let me try to reconnect again. Huh. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Better now. Yeah, it's way clearer now.
What is the button next to that FD?
Oh, LS. LS is for ILS, so
Okay,
to display this indication. So in the Garmin it will automatically show, but in the Airbus on most aircraft you can hide it. Well, most of the time people hide it so that it's not distracting, because it will show this and this. It's the frequency and the distance from the ILS that you selected. In the ND, again, navigation display, right? It will show you the route that you input in the flight computer. It will show you everything that you selected here, but you can only select one, right?
Yes.
Not multiple. And it will show you the VORs that you selected, but we haven't gone into that. Maybe later. VOR, and then the identifier of the VOR, BCN, Barcelona, and then the distance. Also the same with the other one. And then PA only is for the transponder. GPS at the source of the primary data source, I think. It says about that. And then on the top left there's GS, or ground speed. So when you taxi, you would want to keep the speed under 30 knots, and then when turning, under 10 knots to prevent the nose wheel from collapsing.
Okay.
So you don't take a look at this, even though this one is speed, this one is speed, but you look at the ground speed, because you're taking care of the wheels. You're not taking off. If you're taking off, you're taking a look at here, right? TAS is true airspeed. That's talking about aerodynamics. We will get into that quite a bit later.
We have this thing in that Cessna as well, because I never identified it.
Yes, GS is on the bottom left.
Okay. Because
I think.
Main screen, I'm going to speed in the not itself. Okay. Yeah. Usually
yeah, everything is placed differently, so it's normal. You're breaking up. Okay, wait. Let me try to reconnect. Okay, I don't know why Discord is like this tonight, but you know. Yeah, yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Yes.
So, other than that, here you have terrain on ND, this button, right? And it will show you the terrain on ND. It's, you know, it's intuitive. You just click on that and it will show. So this one is the ground. I forgot what this means. I think it's the terrain closest to you. First layer is 1600 feet, the second one is 200 feet, this one is the flight levels. So it's the yellow one, and it's if it's red, then it will show you how much is the distance, is the difference between your aircraft and the terrain. Blue is water. So yeah, you can turn that off if that's distracting. And this was the standby instrument, and we call it the ISIS. Seriously, it's the integrated standby instrument system, ISIS. And it's basically the PFD but in smaller format, because when everything fails, this one still have a backup battery. And since it's the same with the PFD, I'm not gonna talk about that. Okay, so autopilot is the same with the Cessna last time, but they have modes, right? So when you turn on the autopilot, it's gonna I'm gonna show you later. We're gonna take off, okay? So before you take off, usually you have the V speeds. I sent you last time what the V speeds was, but in this lesson I'm not gonna calculate it because it's probably 140 something if it's fully loaded. But I think even 100 knots you can rotate, and after you input the speeds it will show here. So I'll put like 125 or so. If we're into flight planning, then we will talk about the V speeds, okay? Yeah. So when you take off in an Airbus, you input the air data, right, into the FMC, and it will calculate. So you put the throttle into the flex theta, not maximum, flex. Okay. Like so, flex. And it's not maximum. Why? So that the engines don't break down easily, so the life is longer. And brakes release. The callouts usually are airspeed live, so it's moving beyond 40, right? Below 40 it's not gonna move. Airspeed is live. And the next one will be 100 knots. Here, 100 knots. Why? So that your FO will check his and verify with you if it's showing the same number. And then V1 and rotate. But V1 rotate, again, I told you that we are not talking about that. So positive climb, gears up. Here, you hear that a lot, right? See, landing gear. There's the door. There's the landing gear.
Previously they were in green.
Huh?
Previously they were green.
Tree green.
Landing gear. I think now that's showing up in red color.
It was in red, yes, and then? Because you're breaking up again.
Yeah, now?
Oh, like this? Red one?
The screen is loading for me.
Ah.
Yeah. No, like previously when I observed the landing gear, tires and everything, it was green, now they turned to red.
Oh yeah, because when the landing gear is red, it means it's moving. I will move that again.
Yeah.
See? It's orange. See, it's red. It's moving. And when it's green, it means it's fully up or fully down. Down, it has a locking system when it's down. So the call out is down and locked, but usually you call out how much green. So for example, this one, 3 green, right? When something is stuck, you call not 3 green, or maybe nose wheel is stuck or something like that. So I'm gonna pull it up. So Airbus, in the Cessna you have to trim, right? I told you have to trim, and trim wheel here is moving, but it's automatic, so it will try. Again, I told you Airbus is like a flying computer, so you just point the nose where you want to go, like so, and the airplane will try to hold that position for you. That's the joy of flying an Airbus. and
it's automatically being moved.
yes, in normal mode there's a lot of control laws. So this is normal law, and there's an alternate law, and there's direct law. I'm gonna send you the table for that, because even today I cannot memorize that because I'm not type rated in real life, right? So
Yes.
if I go level, certain level, like so, slowly, this is too fast, but just the demo, and I punch the throttle to maximum, you will see here overspeed VFE
Yes.
230,
230.
right? It's not always 230. Where should you see this? Here in the placard. VFE for 1 is 230. What's VFE? V, velocity, flaps, extended. For flaps 1 is 230. Flaps 1, 230. So either we reduce the speed, remove that, or we retract the flaps.
Okay.
See, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oops. Alright, let's pull up.
Did you reduce the speed or retain the flaps?
Both. So to make it quicker, because if you reduce the speed then it will be slower, right? But if you retract the flaps then it will be gone, because the limit for flap 0 is beyond, even beyond here. It's the VNE, or no, VMO, V maximum operating, or Mach if you're on the Mach number, Mach maximum operating. So it will be much higher because the airplane is aerodynamic. It's clean. You can say that when you retract the flaps, retract the gears, retract the flaps, it's in the clean configuration because the wing is smooth. When you deploy the gears, deploy the flaps, it will be in the dirty configuration, and that's universal, not just Airbus. Okay, so the trim is automatic. Why is there a trim wheel? Well, to indicate that the trim is working, and also when the trim is moving, but you don't want the trim to be moving in that way, you can just grab on the trim wheels and it will stop. Well, in real life you can grab the trim wheels in here, right?
Yes.
But can you? Yes, you can. Look. See? See? Yes. And when you are already in the flight planning, again, not today, it will show you what trim setting you need to take off. Here, it will, this is a trim wheel, this is the trim indication here. It will show you like 3 degrees up and stuff. Okay, so airspeed too low. So, I'm gonna activate the autopilot now. Just click on the AP. And it's disconnecting. Why? Because the airspeed is too low and it's very close to stalling. Like that, and if you activate now, it will be available, and it will show you AP1, right? So Airbus have 2 modes for each of the knob. If you pull, see?
Oh, F2.
If you pull, it will take the control back from the airplane to you and give it to you. So when you pull, you take back control. When you push, you're giving back control to the airplane. Yes, that's the basic philosophy. So when you push, usually it will go blank like this, meaning it's in manage mode. And if you pull, it's in selected mode. So this one, you're in selected mode, flying heading to 80. And when you're on selected mode, you can just turn the knob like in a Cessna and will follow the number here. And now the altitude is not in selected mode. Again, you have to pull, and here it will say OP climb. I always think of this as operation climb, but apparently only recently I found out that it says open climb. I still don't know what that means, but I don't think we have to get into that, because even not knowing what that means allows me to complete the flight. So yeah. So that's the FCU, and the speed won't be maintained by the airplane if you don't have auto throttle, right? when you take off, when you have the flex number, you put in the flex, right? And usually that will activate the auto throttle, and if you go idle, it will turn it off. See? Click. It will turn it off when you land, so that you don't have to press 2 buttons. But does that mean that when you have to deactivate auto throttle when you're idle? No, you can bind this button, like there's 2 on either side, the red one, to disconnect the auto throttle, so that you can maintain the throttle in manual mode. Like for this, you don't have to go idle to deactivate the auto throttle. See?
Okay.
And the auto throttles will only activate if this one is green.
Okay.
Does that mean? See, if I push that to toga, it will blink left or climb, left or climb, left or climb, which means you have to move the throttle into the CL, P10, or climb. Just reduce, reduce, click, click, throttle climb. It's green. Yeah, and now it's maintaining. But how much speed is it maintaining? It's gonna maintain at the magenta triangle here. Again, it's in the flight computer because in selected mode.
Okay, whichever the speed that we have given to the computer, it will try to maintain that.
Yes. Sorry, I said selected mode, I mean managed mode. You can verify here, it's in dashes, right? It's in managed mode. But if you're like in the approach, or the ATC gives you a speed constraint, you can just move to selected mode and then reduce the speed. And for example, sometimes the ATC will request you to maintain a specific Mach, not airspeed. So you switch to Mach. Just click on this button. Click. It will go to Mach. And where do you see the Mach? Here.
Okay. Just
so when you switch, yeah, just below the tape.
So there will be getting both the readings.
Getting both readings now?
I mean, there we can get it in knots and as well as in Mach.
In Mach. And it will switch to the closest value. So for example, if 265 is not exactly 0.5 to Mach, it will, you know, round up or down, I don't know. Right. We talk about this, and there's a special button here. This one controls the vertical speed. If you pull, it will, for example, we want to descend to 13,000, right? And then we reduce the vertical speed so that it will descend.
400.
See? It's in VS mode now, minus 900. So usually, to make it realistic, when you change something on the FCU and you're pilot flying, not pilot monitoring, you will call it out. So for example, you change this to 1400. You read all of this again, because it will sometimes change the mode. So like Mach VS minus 1000 alt heading, like that.
Okay.
Also when taking off, it will say runway track blah blah blah.
Let's keep communicating.
Yes. Why? Because there's 2 pilots, and there's the CVR, so that when something changes, both of them knows what the other pilot is doing. And also when something happens, the investigators know what the pilot tried to do and if that action succeeded or failed. So it's called CRM, Cockpit Resource Management. I get scolded a lot because I fly on flight sims a lot, right? And where's your CRM, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So we were descending to 13,000, right? And I used the VS mode, and it says here push to
level off.
What does that mean?
Will it try to put you? We'll take back the control at that current status.
At the current altitude, almost. You're almost correct there. At the current altitude, so push the level off means stopping trying to climb or descending. Will be 0. Yes, correct. Click, and it will try to maintain whatever altitude you press it on. See?
Okay.
It's trying to climb now. Like that. And this won't be respected unless Why are you leveling off? You say the aircraft, and you just take back control again, and it will descend at the manage VS.
Here in the VS, nothing is shown, right, in the display.
There is here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was checking for that visual display which you have shown me previously.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Only when we activate it, we'll be getting it.
Where? The VS?
Previously we got it in this PFD, right?
Yes, in the PFD. And then?
Display the value of VS. Now it is not there because it is in our control.
Whenever wait, let me find the words. Whether you take the control or give back control, the PFD will stay the same because it shows the actual airplane. It will not change. It will show the minor indications like the LS, like FD, but FD is showing what the autopilot is trying to do, so you want to keep that on. And airspeed, attitude, compass, altitude, and VS will always be shown, I assure you. Also one more. Yeah, correct. Because I selected 10,000 and then I pull to tell the airplane to reach 10,000, and it will level off once it's reached 10,000.
Okay. Now it will automatically level.
Yes, see, I did nothing.
Yes.
Also this one. This is the indication of the bank. I think 10, 20, 30, 45, right? And then this is the slip. See? The ball. In the Airbus, if you move the flight controls while you're on autopilot, it will disconnect. And the slip, you don't have to worry about the slip. I told you that when you maintain ball center and then you bang 2 minutes, 1 minute and stuff, right? You don't have to do that here. To make what?
No, got it.
Oh, you got it, okay. Yeah, so it's automatic here, so you don't have to worry about it. You have to worry about it when you don't have the other engine. So when engine fail, because you have to maintain heading, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
So you have to maintain that. But normal conditions you don't have to, because in Airbus it's automatic. What else? Approach mode is used when we're on the ILS. Expedite, well, again, expedite is to hasten the climb or descent, I think, because it's put here. Localizer, again, localizer, approach mode are intertwined, but we're not gonna talk about that. Here, this is the steering wheel. This is used to steer the aircraft on the ground. You don't use the rudder pedals to do this, you use that. And sometimes it's available on both sides, sometimes it's available just on the captain's side, but most of the time it's just available on the captain's side because, you know, cost and stuff, so it's cheaper. And there's a button there that says pedal disconnect button. If you push back, you have to press on that, but since the fly-by-wire A20 doesn't have that, don't worry about it, doesn't do anything.
Why like usually we use rudders, right? So
You usually what?
we go for rudders for steering and all.
Yeah, for the steering we use the pedals on the air. On the ground we use this.
Oh, okay. But can we use it on air itself? Like even when we are in air, can we use that steering knob?
The steering knob is used to actuate the nose wheel, so in air it does nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And for takeoff, above some speeds, I think this is disabled, or you're not allowed to use this.
Oh.
And you switch to the pedals at a certain speed. I don't know what speed, but in sim you can just use the rudder, you know, the twist of your joystick. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
Okay, so what else? we talk about this. Oh, when you're taking off, I think, yeah, you cannot do this now, but I think there's a line on the eCam that says check the cabin or something. Like it's the second item from the last one. When it says that and it's still blue, you press one of the buttons here, all forward or aft. I will demo. Wait, I think I turn on the sound. Yeah, you can hear the sounds from the sim, right?
Yes.
And when I press this, you will hear sound. Hear that? It's very supple.
That's kind of.
Yeah. Now you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
That's usually in the cabin. So this is done, and this is the wiper. If it's raining, you know, you can just. Yeah. It's a wiper. What do you expect? And there's a cockpit video, but it's off. Cockpit door video. Yeah. Wait, I think we can switch it to that video.
Okay. So this is for the connection between cabin and cockpit and the passenger cabin, right?
Yes, but only near the door, not too far.
Yeah. Yes. For the air hoist access.
Yep. So you can request the address. I told you what the address was, right? And for example, Barcelona LEBL, and you can request here. Send. It's sending. Send. But still waiting for the receive message.
What is LEBL?
Barcelona Airport.
Okay.
And you press on that. Ah, not available. That's weird. Okay. Anyways, what I want to show you is that the fly-by-wire A20 can do this. See? I was so impressed when it does this. Because how? And then you can just put it here.
It's like some this Starbucks or something, the bill.
Yeah. yeah, could be. But hey, it's a thing, right? What else? We're not talking about this. Oh, this one. So this one is, I think it's called the DCDU. I forgot what the acronym is for, but it's for data link something. It's used for talking to the ATC, talking to the company. You can receive messages here and send messages back. So you just select it here and then type on this keyboard. But I don't think it's used for anything in the sim, so don't worry about that. This one, chrono, is short for chronometer. So when you take off, I should have pressed this to calculate the air time. Why is it needed? Because when you log in an aircraft's flight and maintenance log, you log the air time, because anything when it's run on the ground is not counted. For example, when the aircraft pressurizes and then depressurizes, it counts as one cycle, and it needs to be locked, because when the cycle reaches its maximum, the airplane might break or burst from pressure. So that's why it's locked and inspected every the kilometers on the car, right? But it's air time. So when you take off, when you apply the power, you click on the chrono, captain side, so that it will lock the airtime. It will lock in other places, but this is the norm, so that you know how much is the airtime. So when you get delays on the ground, it's not counted against your company's on-time performance and stuff. Yeah.
The flying.
So. Come again?
Is it like the flying cars are also calculated based on this?
Yes, it's always based on this for the mechanics. But for the captain, the flight crew will write how much is the airtime after you land. The button acts like a stopwatch, so when you press it will go start, when you press again it will go pause, and when you press again it will reset. See, it's gone. Right? The other button here is not that important, and usually it will not light up if you're not in emergency. Here, side stick priority. What does it mean? So if you look up Air France flight 447, because Airbus, when you move the stick on one side, the other side shouldn't move, but this in sim, right? The other side shouldn't move.
Yes.
But if you do move here and the other pilot does not know, if you push the left stick down and the right stick up, it will neutralize at the center, and both pilots will know. So there's the side stick priority button, which is activated by this red button, and you hold it for a long time, I think 30 seconds or so, and it will override the other person's side stick so that you get all the controls. And this annunciator will illuminate.
Anyone can take the control, like
forcefully, yes.
Oh, okay.
But usually when you give back the controls, you just say you have controls, and then the other person will say I have controls. That's it. Do it in a civilized way. Yeah. Okay, so for the other minor stuff, this rudder trim is automatic, and this knob is for the manual. So for example, I will show you the autopilot is on, right? And I will turn off one engine. It's gonna drop soon. See, it's dropped. Look at the trim. It should move. I don't know in the fly-by-wire 320, but in X-Plane's stall list, it will move to the right. See? Automatically. I'm not doing anything.
Because there's imbalance.
Yes, in the engine thrust. Exactly. Nice. You get that right. And I'm gonna try to restart the engines. Actually, there's cross bleed start. I explained to you what bleed was, right? So there's cross bleed start. So you use the bleed from the operating engine to start the other engine. You use that when the APU is broken, is inoperative, but it will require a higher thrust because bleed is just a small percentage of the compressed air, right? So when you do that on the ground, everything on the back of the airplane will fly off and become damaging to the environment. So we don't do that often.
Like you're trying to turn on the engine, right?
Yes, the left engine. See?
Again,
The hydraulic failed. Wait for the what?
Yeah,
The APU?
Again, we need to wait for that to turn green, right?
Yes, see? A failed. APU bleed on. Now we can start. The hydraulic failed. And this is where I explain you about the PTU and the RAT. The PTU stands for Power Transfer Unit, and it will just, you know, balance out all the hydraulic pressures from the available engines, and it will make the sound that you hear on the Airbus, you know, the dog barking sound, they say. We'll search for a video. Come again?
Okay, now it is trying to balance everything.
Yes, it will try to balance everything. That's it. That's the job of the PTU.
I mean, there's some failure orange color.
I don't know about the order, but seems like you're correct because the arrows, right? Yeah. I'm not sure. What if the blue one fails? Can it just flow back? I don't know. Never tried. Here, so height PTU. Hydraulic is supplied by the PTU. There's a failure in the hydraulics. This one. And we'll try to start engine 1. Start, click. So there's a procedure called windmilling. It's when you try to start the engines from the external airspeed. So it's like when you run I haven't tried with cars, but motorcycles, when you run downhill and then you just inject fuel and then it will start, right?
Yes.
Same concept. So you don't actually need an APU or an operating engine to start the remaining engines, but it will require a much higher airspeed, and by doing that you will lose a lot of altitude, right? So that's why most pilots, when they have an engine failure, they will just divert to an airport instead of trying to restart the
It's
engines
like
again and
going-
again and again.
It's like very quick descent.
Yes, exactly. But I
I
tried
think
that
like
once.
the vertical speed will be too high, right?
For the structure, for the pressurization, no. But in an airplane, altitude is your life. So when you can glide farther, why not use that to reach an airport?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Very slowly now. Ah, okay. See? Did you catch that? It says "a fail"
Yes.
just for a while, then it's gone.
Ah,
Whoa, 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 whoa! Too
Oh,
much,
too
too much,
much.
too much, too much. It's a hot start. So hot starts can damage the engine. So when a hot start happen on the ground, we just abort the start, and that's when I come here. Crank. Crank is just turning the engines without trying to start it by the APU bleed. So it's turning the engines without injecting fuel, injecting sparks in that. Why? To cool down the engine when there's a hot start. So when a hot start happens, you turn that into crank. Okay. And then this is the weather radar, and the weather radar implementation in MSFS is ugly. It's just bad, you know. So we're not gonna talk much about that. But the way this works, gain is gain like in volume, and then the mode is obvious. System 1 or 2. PWS. PWS is predictive wind shear, and then tilt. Usually you leave that to auto, so that when the airplane pitches down, it will compensate by going up, and vice versa, right? GCS is ground clutter, should be reduction system or something, but when the weather radar reflects off the ground, when you turn on GCS, it will delete the ground, like a filter on the ND. But I don't know how detailed that is in MSFS. So here, auto throttle is on, but it's screen lever climb again. Just move it into climb, click, it's gone. What else? So here we're in the not complete press. Which page was it? Let me search for the page. This one, conditioning, right? Air conditioning. So cockpit is 24 Celsius, blah blah blah, and then this is the cargo hold and stuff. Not that important. And then this is the fuel. Huh?
No, that EG.
Hydraulics, yeah.
Yeah, now it's back. Previously that
It's
was
back.
Orange, it was up brown, answer 2.
Yes, and now it's green because it's normal. Last one, this one. VLE, VLO, what's the difference? VLE is V landing gear, this one, extended. So what's VLO? V landing gear operating. So when you move the lever and it shows here that it's moving, you use VLO. So do not exceed 250. It's exceeding 250 now, that's why it's not moving. That's the good thing about Airbus. It has a lot of safety features. Here it says unlocked, but it's not moving because we're way above the airspeed allowed for VLO. Extending to 50, retracting to 20. Why? Why is it different? They're moving in the same direction, right? Up or down. Why is it different?
Extracting is 250.
Huh?
Sorry, I just need to learn this one. Extended is 50.
Extending is 250, retracting is 220. I'll show you.
It would be opposite.
Here, see? Look at the nose landing here.
Okay.
Because when you retract, it will try to fight the wind.
Yes.
See? So that's why it's lower. Not only that, the speed limitation is actually for the landing gear doors because they're flimsy. That's it. Okay.
Actually, I thought that was reverse. So I'm not saying that because we are applying more to pull it down, so it extractions will be less. It's actually high, but here it was all reverse.
Your logic makes sense, yeah. Because in some airplanes, the landing gear extends to the front, so...
Yeah, back to that.
Okay, so it's something failed. I don't know why. Everything's normal. And yeah, you can just clear it up. What else? Oh, the door not important. Okay, we'll try going by the FB, and then the FB. Next time we'll coming on this aircraft, we will use the FB. Oops. The autopilot is connected.
I think now it is connected.
Nope, just the auto throttle. The AP is not displayed here, that's why.
Yes.
Because I reduced the throttle so much that it nearly stalled, that's why it's disconnected. Okay, okay, P1. Go back to 10,000 to 50 to 90. Okay, so the EFB is the OFB when you can get from SimBrief, and just like the FOO. The FOO helps the pilot in calculating the takeoff speeds and then the fuel and then the diversion and stuff, but they stay on the ground. FOOs have a type rating like the pilots, so that the FOO knows what the aircraft performs like, but it's not flying the aircraft. He or she stays on the ground, just prepares the pilot, briefs the weather and stuff, and then lets the pilots go to fly. But SimBrief is an online FOO. We will talk about that in the next lesson. And you can load it here, and load the flight plans, the briefings here. And also the weights, so the passengers, the fuel, the cargo automatically. So that's the beauty of SimBrief. Next time. And everything will get loaded here if you sync that up. Wait, I'm gonna rev up the brightness, it's too dark. And then everything here, services here. Air starter unit is used to supply bleed air from the outside if the APU is broken, so that you can start one engine and then you push back and then do a cross bleed start. That's why it's here. And then doors, catering truck, you know what that does. And performance, this you have to calculate the takeoff speeds. So different runway, different wind condition, different weight can result in different V1, VR and V2 speeds. So to explain to you in brief, because I sent you already what the V speeds mean. V1 is the speed. If you go beyond V1, anything happens, you still continue to take off. Below V1, if one engine fails, you may abort the takeoff because there's still enough runway to do it to brake. Above V1, there isn't, so you continue to take off because airplanes can fly on one engine. V-rotate is when you rotate or pull back on the stick to fly. V2 is when you're safe flying on one engine. The danger of flying on one engine is when your rudder is not effective enough because there isn't enough airspeed. You can spin because of the thrust imbalance. See? Yeah, so that's why you need to fly at V2. The call out is fly at V2. Here, fill data from OFB, and it will fill everything, and it will show you what V1, VR, V2, what the flap settings, what the trim setting is, takeoff shift, and then the flexible takeoff temperature, the flex I told you. And you can just put this again, not today, but crispy here. Yeah, you can copy that into the well, manually, like you know, yeah. And then you can have the charts here if you have a subscription on Navigraph. We'll show you the charts here, but we're not gonna get into the charts because that's for the actual flight. And then this is if you're connected to VATSIM. Everything will be shown here. That's the easy thing about the fly-by-wire Airbus. And then here you can fail everything.
but again, full simulation of the failures below is not yet guaranteed. You can explore this one later. And then the checklist I never use because the Airbus is kinda easy in sim. I'm not type rated, but you know, you can use this checklist or use the full checklist. I think I still have them. And then these are the presets for the lighting in the cabin, and then the states of the aircraft. So here, if you're too lazy, you can just skip to ready for takeoff, and everything will be set up for you. And also the fast loading. And here you can explore later. That's a lot, right?
Yeah. Actually, like I'll be going back to my home this Thursday. Yeah.
Ah,
then
okay.
I'll be having access to MSFS, so I'll be able to try this.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thursday or Friday, sorry, or Wednesday evening I'll be back at home.
It's okay. Just tell me if you're ready to review or maybe explore more.
Yes, yes.
But for this one, anything that you find odd or oh wait, two more actually. So in sim, usually your seat is positioned here, right? Correctly set up here. But you know what these two balls are used for? When you align this red ball to the white ball, it means you're on the correct seating position. So here, because it's not aligned, you have to move your seat forward, like so. Then it will be the correct position. Why? So that your eyes have 50% on the screens, 50% on the outside. Yeah, up to you. You don't really have to because it's in sim, right? And number two, this panel, you can pull it down. I don't know how to do it here, but you can pull it down, and there's a backup compass inside, like the one on the Cessna.
Okay.
Here. Yeah, that's it.
The circular one.
The what?
The circular kind of compass one.
Yeah, the conventional kind.
Yeah. Oh, so that is like for emergency conditions.
For emergency conditions, yes. So when everything is off. But again, I don't know when is. Oh, it's actually not here. I thought there's a heading here. So yeah, for emergency conditions when everything is off and engine failed and stuff, APU failed also, you can pull it down.
Looks like Airbus is much safer than Boeing.
Huh? What is much safer?
It looks like Airbus has so much safety aspects than Boeing.
When you understand the airplane, yes. But you know the first demo flight of Airbus in the air show, it crashed. Because the pilot doesn't understand what the airplane is doing. Because it's fly-by-wire, see? Yeah.
But recently, I think like most of the flight crashes that we see incidents are related to Boeing, right?
Yeah, the last few ones, yeah. I don't know why. But the thing is, usually when that happens, it's not when Boeing is involved in the crash. It's not the pilots that's to blame, you know, because it's the quality control and stuff.
Yeah, I think like I saw a document where Boeing is they want to maximize profit and they're going for cost cutting even in safety aspects.
You're under scrutiny right now, a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah, I think it was this Netflix documentary called Downfall.
Oh yeah, it's on Netflix, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's bad, really, for Boeing.
So many shocking things.
Fortunately, there's a lot of whistleblowers.
I haven't traveled much in flights, very rarely, but it was always Airbus somehow.
Well, yeah, India has a lot of Airbus.
Yeah. In India, I think I hardly took flight thrice, that's it.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, what? Okay, that is for opening the door. No.
This is for opening the window. Why?
Okay.
So that when there's fire on the back, or maybe the airplane is hijacked, you can just escape. but it's not operable here. And also, you can remove that. This one is the handheld mic. When you take off your headset and then you put it on speaker, but you know, it's not used in sim. Oxygen mask, and this one is for your luggage. Can we press on this way? Nah, you cannot. That's the circuit breakers.
So many buttons behind.
Yeah, it's mostly not used.
Mechanical stuff, kind of thing.
No, it's just the circuit breakers for all the electrical stuff. Usually you never press this, but on the AirAsia 8501, the pilots actually actuated some of these and it crashed. So. And because the Airbus 320 is not that big, some of it is here.
Okay. So you will be also learning about all these things, right? In your trainings.
Not always, no, because pilots have type rating, as I told you. So I'm in real life not learning about the Airbus. I'm just learning about the King Air. That's it.
Okay.
For Airbus, if I want to be type rated on the Airbus, it's like around. Let me calculate. I don't know in dollars, but it's just a lot of money. It's around 75 times the minimum wage here. Here, right? So you have to get into a company where they have the airplanes to get type rated, so that the company will pay for your training. That's it. Otherwise, you cannot.
Too much.
Yeah, it's just too much, because when you don't get a company with that type rating, so when you're rating on an Airbus, but you get into a company that has Boeing, then it will be a waste, right?
Yeah. Expensive stuff, this is.
Yeah, aviation is always expensive, and
yes,
a very thin profit margin.
Yeah, they operate on very slight margins. Even in India, like, we have only one profitable airline, Indigo. Yeah.
Yeah.
People hate it, but that is the only economy flight that is good enough.
Indigo sometimes surface their airplane in Jakarta, so I saw an A20N, I think, in Jakarta. Indigo.
Yeah, there are some flights like from here to Bali, Jakarta, directly from Indigo.
I see.
Yeah. There's one flight for Indigo 320 only, I guess, to Vietnam. Yeah.
Oh.
They are expanding now.
To where?
No, I mean, like, they are adding on more fleets, everything. Like, they recently ordered some 350 Airbuses.
Ooh. You should apply.
They are not even going to open the door for me.
Oh, this switch. Look. The landing light switch says on, off, and then retract, right? Why does it say retract? Yeah, this one.
Oh, I don't know about, like, this is the first time I'm hearing that landing light switch.
Well, it's more visible at night. Next time we'll do the lesson at night, since you already know everything, right?
Yes.
But why does it say retract? Because when I click retract, look here, the black light. See? Going inside.
Yeah.
So there's a limitation on that.
It can, I mean, that aerodynamics and fuel, it can save it.
Yes, correct.
Just like
Not also that. Not only that. The limitation is so that the light doesn't break off.
Yeah. Damages.
Yeah.
I thought, like, it will be always like somewhere fixed close by wing and it's always open to air. I don't know, like, there is something called retraction for this also.
Yes, because in some airplanes, the landing lights are here, not there, here, in the wing root.
Yes,
Like in the 737, I think.
Oh, I forgot to explain to you about the RAT. Hydraulics. Wait, we're on the correct page. So here, there's the PTU. I explained to you what the PTU was. RAT is RAM Air Turbine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in emergency conditions, right?
Yeah.
Kind of, a wind will
Yep.
get artificial wind.
Yep.
Will get.
So you already know what an RAT is, right?
No, I just know about the RAM. That's it.
Ah, okay. Where's the button? The button is near here, supposedly. IDG1, IDG2. Ah, this one. Click.
Oh.
It come out, but it's not coming out. Okay.
Or should we power it with some pump or anything? Oh, but the RAM should come without any power.
I'm not sure. I think it can come out only if everything fails, so to prevent accidental
yeah, it is like
deployment.
the table fan kind of thing, right? That will power all the electronics.
Yes, because it's a windmill, you know, and also the hydraulics.
Oh, okay. I thought like it will be only powering the few things.
There's a lot of backup in an airplane.
Yes. Because on the road it's fine, at least you can hit something and try to stop it, but on air there's nothing.
Yeah, in an airplane you cannot. You have to continue flying. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Anything to ask?
Yeah, I have written around few notes. Yeah. Once this Wednesday or Thursday I'll be trying this. First I'll be successfully trying to make a takeoff.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And then you try all the autopilot modes.
Yeah, because last time I just pressed some button and I was like, oh, why is this not moving? Even parking brake is off. I think some flaw with the game. I don't know, like that. We need to press APU, wait for some time, make sure everything is gone. Yeah, I was just turning on the engines, removing the parking brake, and like it's not going up. What is happening? I saw there is some bad or something. I just pressed every button. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'll try this out.
I still remember the first time I did that. Why is it not moving? Oh, the parking brake is on.
I do this in car. Like it happens to me a lot of the time. When I drive a car, I forget to remove the parking brake. I just came and I'm like, what's happening? Why is this going slowly or something? Then I realize parking brake is not disengaged. Yeah. That's why I'm not coming close to flights.
Well, okay then. If you have anything to ask, just do. Okay, when you get home, even when we're not in a session, you can ask. Okay, you can take a video if you need to. Okay.
Yes, sure. This was great class today. Yeah.
Thanks for the feedback. Yeah. Thanks for your time.
Yes, thank you for your time, friend. Thank you. Yeah.
Alright. Good night.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.
Okay. So, fellas. Wow. That's it, yeah. Maximum 3 viewers, I think. That was enjoyable. So, next one will be on Wednesday. Hopefully, a full flight. We're using the A20. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.